Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 11.
And good evening, everyone. I'm Ashley Jones. Brad and Jenny have the night off. Thank you so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with Richmond County School Board members and parents speaking out about the recently released Georgia Milestone test scores. I compared those test scores to previous years.
We made some progress.
Georgia Milestone test scores now out to the public. This year, the Richmond County school system scored 56% below average.
Still have a lot of work to do.
Last year, Richmond County students scored 55% below average. School board member Dr. Wayne Frazier attributes the previous scores partially to the COVID-19 pandemic.
We had to pivot 3 or 4 different times as it relates to learning at home, learning in school, and back and forth with that type of situation.
But test results show students improved from 2019 before the pandemic. That's when students scored 65% below average at that time.
And I think, too, during the pandemic, teachers had to really work hard and students had to work hard. And then when those students came back into the classroom, I think there was a mad push to get these students to where we needed to get them.
Frazier says if we want to see progression in our school system, the community will have to get more involved. But Kane says to keep the schools moving forward, students and teachers will have to take these tests more serious. Monique Braswell is a community activist and parent in Richmond County. She says students just don't understand this curriculum.
That is the way that new curriculum is made up of. They're rushing this stuff down our kids' throats. You expect them to just come in and get it overnight. Everybody's brain don't work like that.
Superintendent Dr. Kenneth Bradshaw released this statement. It reads in part, the Georgia Milestones results released today give us a new baseline to build and evaluate student achievement and growth. We are already laser focused on taking action in our classrooms to advance student learning. Over the last year, we have invested in new textbooks, technology access, and support resources to help our children succeed. Now you can find that full statement on our website at WJBF.com. And our chief meteorologist, Tim Miller, is standing by with a look at our forecast. And Tim, we already talked about this. It was gray skies.
Gray skies and a couple little sprinkles here and there.
Sprinkles, right.
Yeah, that's for sure. And that's typical summertime forecast, right? We get these afternoon showers and thunderstorms that pop, and then a blink of an eye, they're gone. In fact, this is a loop from about 5 hours ago when we were dealing with scattered showers and storms. You'll notice as the sun sets, energy's gone, and any of the showers and storms pretty much wind up. And tonight, everything's fine. 94, our high temperature today. That's exactly where we should be for this day in July. Started out this morning about 69. Current temperature 77 at Bushfield. Look at how much warmer it is in Daniel Field. 82 degrees in the city. Aiken at 76 degrees. And again, those cooling showers that came through, Aiken was 92, 93, and then a shower came through. It fell into the 70s. Tonight, our Jiffy Lube Skyview camera right outside Television Park shows it all quiet. Whitesboro Road, although Bobby Jones Expressway a little busy tonight. How about that? Satellite view just shows partly cloudy skies. Tuesday view, pretty much the same thing. Our showers and storms we had earlier, pretty much done with. We have a southwest wind to the surface, looks like a northeast wind aloft. A little drier air will start to filter in over the next couple days, and that may lower our chances of some showers and storms. 72 for the overnight low for tonight. We'll call it partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow morning, we're going to start off muggy, and I'd say if you have anything to do outside, let's do it in the morning. Even if you can walk or jog or whatever the case may be, do it early because it's going to start to heat up by tomorrow afternoon. High temperatures again, mid-90s with another chance of a late day afternoon shower or storm. We'll have the rest of your forecast all coming up in just a few minutes. Ashley.
Thanks, Tim. Investigators need your help finding a woman accused of kidnapping and assault. 25-year-old Tatiana Mays is charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault and kidnapping. Investigators say she helped kidnap a man before the man escaped and was shot in the arm. Police have already arrested 28-year-old Kadarius Cheatham. He is also charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault and kidnapping. One South Carolina lawmaker is breaking party lines when it comes to protecting contraceptives. Andrew Davis tells us why Nancy Mace's personal experience is behind her vote.
come under fire for some of these votes, and that's okay because I know I'm doing the right thing no matter what. That is what my duty is and my oath is.
Nancy Mace says her duty in this case was to be one of just 8 Republican House members to vote for a bill protecting birth control for women nationwide.
This is a place where there is no disagreement here. The vast majority of Americans want to make sure that women have access to birth control.
But almost all her party disagreed with the Low Country Congresswoman.
That has been rushed to the floor with no oversight and without a single hearing.
Mace says her personal experience, raped at 16, dropping out of school at 17, shaped her feelings and that vote.
It's an experience, a traumatic experience for me personally, mentally, physically, and emotionally. And that trauma for a woman, for a girl that goes through that, anyone that goes through that, is traumatizing, and it's lifelong trauma.
And she's concerned that legislation like the fetal heartbeat bill being debated in South Carolina right now, which would ban abortions from the moment of conception without any exceptions for rape and incest, could actually lead to more issues than it solves.
The root of the problem is, why do millions of American women across the country feel like they need to have an abortion? And there are some rural counties in the state of South Carolina that don't even have a single OBGYN. How is that woman supposed to get birth control to prevent herself from getting pregnant? You know, and so it's just sort of, it's a sad state of affairs.
Today, protesters gathered outside of the office of Georgia Representative Buddy Carter, demanding answers about his stance on Roe v. Wade. Carter invited the protesters into his office for a sit-down meeting. The protesters say Carter isn't representing his constituents on the matter of abortion rights. He was a vocal supporter of the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, and he says he still is.
This decision by the Supreme Court was the right decision, in my opinion. I think that Roe versus Wade was outdated. First of all, I thought it was the wrong decision when it was made 50 years ago, but nevertheless, our advances in science have taught us now about the humanity of an unborn child.
Protesters told Carter they are concerned more laws could be repealed, like ones protecting same-sex marriage. Good news for drivers in South Carolina. Highway Patrol says traffic deaths are down from this time last year. So far in 2020, there have been 570 traffic fatalities, and around this time in 2021, there were 639. This year, there have been 77 pedestrian fatalities, 12 bicyclists being killed, and 78 motorcyclists killed. Lance Corporal Tyler Tidwell says a lot of those numbers come from drivers speeding, not yielding the right of way, and driving under the influence.
Collision can happen anytime. You know, you can be doing everything right. However, all it takes is another driver to mess your day up. Also, we want people to reduce their speed. I know about 29% of the fatal collisions that we've been having are speed related. So just slow down and make sure you get to your destination safely.
South Carolina Highway Patrol says 17 people were killed on roadways from Friday to Sunday. A South Carolina sheriff's deputy was hospitalized after being exposed to fentanyl. The Anderson County deputy was called to a domestic situation and recovered drug paraphernalia. When she left, the deputy says her hand went numb and she was having trouble breathing. The sheriff's office says this is why it's trained officers to take the proper precautions.
This is such a hidden danger. We were talking about it. You don't know ever when you're going to come into contact with fentanyl. And half the time it might be too late by the time you realize, okay, this is in my surroundings. So that's why deputies take these proper protocols to put on their gloves. You know, when they're searching a house, a car, whatever it might be, they are equipping themselves to keep themselves and other people safe too.
The deputy has recovered and was released from the hospital. And still ahead, getting jobs for young people. While one South Carolina leader says it's so important to get teenagers into the workforce. We'll be right back.